Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're making, did I just break that? No. Thought I did. We're making a Hello Kitty, one of the Kuromi ones. So this series is slightly frustrating because they don't have bump codes. So you can weigh them, but I also find that to be a little difficult depending on how your scale is. So yeah, you just kind of have to open them and see what's inside, or pay a lot of money for them on, no, I didn't break that. Or pay a lot of money for them on eBay. I didn't break that, did I? I'm so confused because this one's shooting everywhere. So these are the legs for that. And then that table goes inside the container. I'll probably set that up later so you can see that. Oh my gosh, the table. Raylan, my daughter, loves Kuromi. I had it right the first time. There we go. So she's gonna be excited that the table is branded like that. And then we also have a little half heart, the other heart. That's cute. I guess those are like placemats. We have a party hat, maybe a cone. It says My Melody on it. And what else do they give us? Cute little stands for them. One pink, one purple. Those are pretty cute. Sprinkles and ice cream. Of course, everything is branded and has their little faces on them. That's very cute. We have strawberry and chocolate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then the little icing things, I guess, stick in there. Probably can seal those with resin if you want. But these have like a little squish to them. Little rubbery feel. That's, oh my gosh, so cute. She's literally gonna scream when she sees this. Then we have a very small chocolate syrup, but that's fine because I don't think we need much. And they did give us a nozzle for that. And same with the strawberry. This just has tongs, ice cream scoop, just for like cutesy effect. And it does say My Melody on it. Think that's it. Let me clean up and we'll look at the instructions. These are the instructions. So we're gonna start with cones. We're gonna do one chocolate with sprinkles, one strawberry with sprinkles, and cure that. And then it shows you putting the toppers into the ice cream, placing them on the cone. You can add resin to the tops or however you wanna decorate them, add more sprinkles, and then cure them. So this is going to be interesting, I think. Let's take a look. Let's look at the cones first. I love the packaging because now that we have the Miniverse spaces and all the little grocery store type stuff, we can put these on the shelf. So just basic waffle cones. Oh, these are just like the ones where we made the ice cream cones. What are those called? I want to call them, or it wasn't the from scratch, it was the appliances that came with the ice cream machine. It has it like stopped here so that it's going to sit on there nicer, so that's cool. So I'll probably set it in like that and maybe let it cure because it's going to be possibly, I won't say difficult to hold it, but maybe you don't want to hold it the whole time it's curing. It is 1,000,000 degrees outside today, so that's a plus. I could probably just zap it outside real quick. I do also have a UV flashlight though. So we're just gonna go around the edge. I've never seen them use these tiny bottles like that for squeezing because they don't really squeeze, honestly. There's not much to squeeze because they're tiny. And they probably didn't give us too much anyways because it's not a big project where you're gonna need a bunch of resin. Come on, my fingers hurt. Guess I'll hold it upside down for a minute. It doesn't even look like it's coming down. You know what? We'll just use my favorite friend, the toothpick. A little easier this way anyways. And if you really wanted to, you could do section at a time. Yeah, I feel like you might have more control doing it this way. Ooh, you know what? Because this is pink, but it's like very light. I think I'm gonna do just a clear line like this, cure it, and then come back and do a second layer of pink and then add the sprinkles. That may be pointless, but I feel like it might show the pink more pinky. So let's try that. So whatever type of resin the pink resin is, it's not drying as fast as normal. So I still have that doing some extra curing. I held it outside for a minute and it was still kind of sticky. So I have it under the lamp. And I thought maybe with this one we would be able to get away with one layer, but I don't know, I might do two with that too, just so it's more pigmented. And again, we're putting sprinkles on top of this, so maybe this step isn't important, but it's also not going to hurt anything. So why not? You can see it goes on pretty nicely and pigmented, and then it starts wanting to run, and then it makes it more opaque. Is that the right word? See-through-ish, like I like to say. So let me cure that one, and then we'll move on to the sprinkle part. Okay, this one is dry, cured, so let's do the next layer. And again, I might just do a section, that way it's not running too much while I'm trying to cure it. I wish you could put them in these stands to cure them, but you kind of can't, because unless you want them fused to that stand, then you totally could, but it's still not as pink, but I guess it's better. Guess I could do another layer, but that's probably overkill. Let's just do maybe that section, and then we'll do the back half. So my next technique is just dumping a bunch of these. My next trick. And then I take tweezers and then I individually pick them up, and then that way you could kind of decide, oh, I want white there. And then you can push these up, and you could keep some rubbing alcohol on hand, and then you could clean your tweezers with it to take the stickiness off of it. I think this is, oh, I didn't want pink there, I wanted blue. I think this is gonna be the cutest. I already know Raylan will scream, which some of you like seeing her reaction. A lot of you don't, because she hurts your ears. And girl, I get it, because I live with her. So I probably won't film her reaction, but if she happens to come in here, she knows I'm making this, then sorry, not sorry. We should have like a code word for when I hear her coming so that you can mute or brace yourself if you need to. I think that looks good. Let's cure it. I think she's looking pretty good so far. I like a lot of sprinkles on my waffle cone, so that's what I'm doing. Maybe in hindsight, I should have potentially put the ice cream cone in here to make sure, well, to see how it fits. I don't think it's gonna be snug, so I think it's okay if we make it thick over here. I don't think it's gonna like crowd it out so you can't put it in there, or it's not gonna set nicely. But that's something I probably should have tested before I went this far. But that's okay. I'm gonna do the sprinkles on this one, and then step one will be done for our strawberry cone. That's a lot of white sprinkles. We don't like that. Bloop. We're gonna transplant that over there. I've done a few of these already from this series, and like I said, there's no cheats, unfortunately, except for weighing them, which I'm not a fan of. But I still want to do the whole set, so I will be picking them up. My Target has a couple of them left, but I'm waiting for them to restock so I could maybe get a look at a fresh box, kind of shake them and predict what I'm getting. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. So I'll cure that one now. Well, yeah, make sure you look at it from the top too. We got some sliders in there. There we go. On to the second cone. And then we could finally move on to the next step. I am glad they told you to do this in 2 parts though, because in the past, I don't know that they have. You sometimes have to look at the instructions and then determine if there's an easier or better way to do it, because sometimes there is. It's kind of hard to tell where I've already put it, but that looks, I think it's from there. Oh my God, what is with that massive one? We're gonna take that one out. That one looks a little crazy. I guess I could cut that in half if I wanted. Pretty much none of my sprinkles stuck to it, which is the story of my life, but that's okay. But we're gonna put some pink ones on here, cure it, and then I'll finish that other half so you don't have to watch me do this for what feels like 40 minutes. And then, yeah, I'll be back. The next part of the process is putting these on. We'll do my melody. Why did they give us multiples? Is that an accident? No? I guess not. Guess they gave us an extra of each. I guess that's cool. Let's see, it goes this way, I think. With a little bump in front. Like that. At least according to the picture I'm looking at. But I've been known to put things on backwards. So that's easy. And I'll probably put a little bit of resin around it and add some sprinkles. So that way everything's nice and snug together. So this one, I think goes this way. No. Yes? No. Yes. Right? I guess it's possible to put these on backwards. And of course I just flung this open, not paying attention to which way they were sitting. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, that's cute. Fairly easy. Okay, so I feel like it should be built up a little, but maybe not. I guess what I could try doing is putting like a dot of resin and curing it and then placing that on top so it's elevated a little. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Because the cone does dip down in the front, but I kind of want it built up though. Can I get a dollop? Maybe that's not even a good idea. It's gonna give it like a little bump. I might need more than that. I decided that would probably work, but instead, you could kind of like hover it there. So I think I'm gonna put a little bit of resin on the side of the cone. And then just gently place it in there. And then cure it so it's not gonna move or get sunk down. I'm literally just gonna hover it like that and cure it. Here's what they look like so far. So now we just need to add a little resin on top of their heads and add some sprinkles. And then you could put them in these like little cones. So we're just gonna leave them in there at this point. It's gonna be easy to cure them because they're in their little containers. So cute. Okay. Also, let me know if you got this, if you got 2 of these as well. Because part of me feels like that's a mistake, but maybe not. But I like it because now it looks like I never used it. And then again, we could put it in our little store display. So love that. And then we have this too because that's empty. Love it, love it. Okay, so let's start with Kuromi. I'm gonna put some, again, around the ears on top, but we don't want it running down where it's gonna get on the face. But I do want some where I can stick sprinkles and then make sure these are fused and they're not gonna pop off. Because my daughter will be playing with these. I'm just gonna, there we go, kind of put a dollop on top. I like that it doesn't stick out much because it's brown, so let's take some sprinkles that are just laying here and kind of scatter them. I think that looks cute. And then we will cure that one. And then we'll do the next. Kuromi is curing, so let's do My Melody. Same type of thing. I'm going to put some resin around here. That's actually a lot, but we can drip some a little bit. That looks kind of cute. Maybe put a little in front. I think that's cute. I don't want to overdo it because I feel like that might be too distracting or something. I don't know. I feel like for this one there's so much detail that's printed on there that I don't want to hide it or cover it in any way. Hi Raylan, what do you think of this? I told them you might scream, so they need to protect their ears.
Where's Kuromi?
He's under the lamp curing.
Kuromi's better than My Melody.
You think?
Subscribe if you think Kuromi's better, and like if you think My Melody's better. I like Kuromi more. My Melody's way too girly.
Way too girly?
Kuromi can knock some sense into My Melody.
Oh my. She actually has a Kuromi book bag this year that she picked out, and it's very cute.
And expensive. And it came with stationery.
It wasn't too expensive. We got it on Amazon.
Yeah. And my mom's also getting La Boo Boo that we might film.
Yes, we're going to film a La Boo Boo.
And if we get luck, make sure to wear some headphones because there might be shrieking.
Yes.
Because Luck's the one that I really want. Plus she's purple.
Let's cure that. This is the final product. I think this turned out very cute. Absolutely adorable. Wasn't the fastest build, but we did do it in several steps and even a couple steps that maybe wasn't necessary, like the doubling up of the frosting or the, why am I at a loss of words of what that is? The resin that it's like dipped in, we doubled up on. But as far as the set, I think this is really cute. And you could obviously do more if you want. You could put pink all down here, more sprinkles so it's just covered. But like I said, I want their faces to show. I don't want too much on the head because I feel like it might take away from it, or I feel like maybe it could go south really quickly and I don't want to ruin it. But we can get the table out. They have their placemats and then their holders that are also kind of heart-shaped as well. Super cute. Like I said, I will be making more from this series. I've already made some, but if you're interested, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.